Hi, this is just some guys. I'm Victor, and I'm here with the happiest man on the planet, Tory.
I don't know why he says that. I'm probably the most depressed out of everyone. All the people that are on this. I have not done one of these in a long time.
It's been a few months, I
Yeah.
think. But, like, I realized something. All the ones that you're on gets the most views and the most somewhat likes, so...
Well, the last one I remember actually doing something on was the one about ponies. So, well, and the one where there was like
there was...
5 people, but you couldn't even understand.
Well,
what
that
anybody
doesn't
was
count
saying.
because that didn't happen.
What? Did you did you remove that?
No, but it just didn't happen.
What does... Okay.
And, well, you were part of the Fred one, but today's...
Okay.
today's
People watch the Fred one?
Yeah, they did.
What? Okay.
Today's topic is like Comic-Con. Comic-Con ended about 5 weeks ago.
A very long time ago.
And I was hoping to do a commentary on that, and we're just going to do it anyways. Because it's like we're not going to be talking about Comic-Con per se, we're just going to be talking about the topics of Comic-Con.
The things that showed themselves
Yes.
at Comic-Con.
And I also, if I believe correctly, the Twilight Breaking Dawn trailer Part 2 premiered at Comic-Con. Right?
I think I read something that said they actually showed like the first 7 minutes or something like that.
Oh yeah, and I'm not really sure. It's like I did see Part 1, and I think it could have been just good enough to fill in all of the movies.
What do you mean? Like,
We don't-
Oh, you can expect the same quality from all the following movies?
What, like, if we...
I
Didn't
like
Lemony
that one in a
Snicket
weird
do this?
sort of
It's
way.
like
Oh, that
Lemony-
was the one that
yeah.
just...
Lemony Snicket had
Yeah,
3
dumb.
books. It was 3 books, but they combined it into one movie. They should have did that with Twilight.
And cut out all the stupid crap.
Well, then you'll cut out the movie.
So you're basically saying that Twilight doesn't have a story at all?
I don't pay attention to the story, but I don't think the fans pay attention to the story either.
Oh, good point.
It's like because everybody likes to see Taylor Lautner without a shirt on, you know?
Robert Pattinson, too.
No, he doesn't look that good
Well, still.
without the shirt on. He's
Well,
too white
He
for
looks
me.
alright with the shirt on, so people still watch them. Why are we still talking about this?
Because it was mentioned, and so there's like it's going to be Part 2 of Twilight 4. And like ever
Like
since
the
Harry
Harry Potter
Potter did
thing.
that, I think like everybody's going to do that now. In fact, The Hobbit has confirmed like for the second Hobbit movie, it'll be a 2-parter as well.
Wait, there's a part 2 of the What?
There are 2 Hobbit movies coming out. The first one, and then the second one, and then the second one Part 2. That's going to happen. And I'm
Whoa.
going to assume that Hunger Games is going to do the same thing.
Wait, were there 2 books? in The
No,
Hobbit?
well, yes, it was. There should have been, I think.
So that's what I'm like, why didn't they just call it the third one then?
I don't know. They just did that.
Okay. Okay.
I really
Wait.
think that's all we could talk about Twilight.
I don't know what to say about Twilight. What's the...
You haven't seen a Twilight movie
No,
yet?
I saw the first one. I said there's nothing to say about it.
Okay.
It was a movie, and yeah.
I really hope they make 50 Shades of Grey the movie.
Don't talk to me about that.
Well, there's another movie that will be coming out. It also premiered at, what is it called? Comic-Con. It's called Oz, the Great and the Powerful. And it's like the Wizard of Oz, and James Franco is Oz.
Is that seriously all you know about that?
It looks pretty.
I didn't know anything about it, so I don't know what to say.
But it's as the witches in it, like Michelle Williams and Mila Kunis and some other girl, and
I like all those.
Zach Braff's in
wait,
it
who are
too.
I might have missed part of this list. I spaced out for a second.
Are there any other movies that were talked about at Comic-Con? Yes, there was The Man of Steel. They showed the trailer for that, but they also showed the trailer at The Dark Knight Rises. We already talked about that, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that. Because I didn't see The Dark Knight Rises.
You don't need to. But,
I heard that.
Well, the trailer is just this simple Superman-ness.
And then it just says Man of Steel.
Yeah. You can't even tell it's Superman until, like, the end. And, so, any thoughts?
On what?
I don't know.
On Superman? This isn't going very well because most of the things that were at Comic-Con we don't have very much to talk about yet. Because we didn't show anything.
Was it the Deadpool game?
Yeah, I want to say the only thing I have to say about that is why is Nolan North now being cast as everything in every game? Because his voice just does not fit that character to me. I mean, he could do it. It worked in the trailer, but that's not what I imagine when I hear Deadpool.
Well, what do you imagine?
Not Nolan North.
What if Nolan North did? I'm not
Nathan Drake.
Oh, of course. So if he did Nathan Drake, did he also do Desmond?
Two other things I can think of that he... Yes, actually, I think that was Desmond.
Yes.
No?
Yeah, well, because I think Nathan Drake is played by the same guy who plays Desmond.
I know somebody I know. Yeah, I think it's Nolan North. And then, he's in two other games I don't think you'd even know. And these are just the ones that popped in my head. He's in Singularity and Spec Ops, The Line or whatever, the one that just came out. Did you hear anything about that one?
No.
Lots of sand. It's
I love games
set in
sand.
India.
Well, Spencer thinks the game could possibly be a disappointment, and I saw a couple comments. It's like, they're like assuming this game's going to be a disappointment, and here's the thing, I sort of agree on the account of like, this game looks like that kind of game that I'm willing to bet that it will be easy and short at the same time. And easy and short do not mix. This looks like the kind of game that I might be able to beat in a day. And that's just like this first impression of it. It's like so Star Wars Force Unleashed was easy and short. I beat that game in a day. I hate that game because it's like
it was fun. Wait, the first one?
Yeah.
I thought that was the one that was harder and longer.
No.
The second one was the one that you could just...
I beat Force Unleashed in a day.
Wasn't that at least fun? How much did you pay for this?
It was fun. I got it new.
So yeah, so the problem with Deadpool would be it wouldn't make sense to charge $60 for that.
Well, like, it does seem like that major
But it would be at least
game.
a Deadpool game.
I think it's had the very same creation to Wolverine, the game Wolverine, and I think that was a good game. Yeah, Origins.
I don't know. I think there was a demo for it. I don't know if I ever played it, but I saw.
Are you talking about
Dan's brother played
Deadpool or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Oh.
Deadpool's not even. I don't even remember if the trailer had any gameplay or anything in it. Did
it did have some gameplay, like well, I think it was gameplay. He was like shooting and stabbing people. I assumed it was gameplay.
Anything else to say about that?
No. That's pretty much it. It's like I was really looking forward to a Deadpool game as much as I was looking forward to a Deadpool movie. And it's just, I think Deadpool is just one of those guys that doesn't seem to get exposed that much. It's like, he had his own comic book, but it's like, yeah. He ended up being in 2 X-Men games, Hulk vs. Wolverine and then the Wolverine movie, and there's still a Deadpool movie rumored, and I'm starting to think that thing's gonna get cancelled more and more every day.
Yeah.
But that's basically all I have to say about Deadpool, but there'll be more information on Assassin's Creed 3. That's gonna be like a good game.
Definitely. I've actually watched several videos on it.
I spent up till about 4 o'clock in the morning accidentally looking at Assassin's Creed games and stuff like that.
Did you beat Revelations?
I beat all of those games.
You beat Revelations already?
Yeah.
Didn't you just get Revelations?
I got Revelations a month ago.
Okay.
And Spencer's playing them now.
I know he was playing Brotherhood.
Yeah, Spencer's currently playing Brotherhood. And I let him borrow both of the games so he could catch up to the series. You need to do that too.
I don't really even know what to say about it. Certain people have told me it looks dumb and they're not interested and they're tired of milking the Assassin's Creed franchise already when they've only technically made like 2 games and just made add-ons to the second one. Anyway, this one looks drastically different, and I mean it still holds a lot of the same controls, but the setting and the characters and how the setting ties into the free running and stuff like that. It actually looks really interesting. So
I think this game's probably going to be pretty good. It's probably a Game of the Year type of game. I don't think these Assassin's Creed games will just getting milked too much at all, or just dragging on too long. I think it's done perfectly. The games are not that long. They tell a good story. It's also like a little history lesson for you too.
You have to try not to get that confused with what is actual history, but a good portion of it is actually true. So.
Well, it's based on true events.
Right. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of other series that are supposedly getting
Halo.
That was what I was gonna say, but I don't think they are. That's honestly at the point that Halo is now. That's like saying the Star Wars franchise is getting milked.
But it is.
What? Star Wars is awesome and can have a bunch of different types of games fit into that same universe, and they're all fun.
Okay.
Even Force Unleashed.
Well,
so how is that milking?
Well, I hear that Desmond sections could be milked a little bit, and I don't really agree with that either. I actually kind of like Desmond, and they don't understand.
In Brotherhood,
and I came across many people that just don't understand why Desmond is a part of the series, and I'm like, I thought it was that simple why he's a part of the series. He's like the host of all of them.
And he's now. Isn't that important? He's in present day, isn't it? Well, it's probably supposed to be slightly in the future or something, but I don't know.
I think it's present day.
Well, honestly, it might be set in
in Revelation, it hinted something's gonna happen in the future. Okay, well, that's nice.
But what was I trying to say? But, oh, in Brotherhood, I actually, from what I played of Brotherhood, I remember the Desmond sections being one of my favorite parts of the game, actually.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I like too. I like the Animus and talking to Sean, Rebecca, and Lucy.
Yeah, I think that's because I think I like that part because it reminded me of Prince of Persia, and I prefer the way Prince of Persia plays and controls.
Hey, with future Assassin's Creed games,
I guess we don't have to
since it's you're not just, since Desmond's not the only modern assassin, Sean and Rebecca are, do you think you could possibly play as them in little side games through their view of Animus?
Are you're talking about in a game that would come after 3?
Yeah, sometime after 3, Rebecca and Sean.
I think the series sells well enough that they might consider doing even spin-off games. So I don't know. Is that what's...
Well, we could like
what's
talk
going on?
about Assassin's Creed later. Why don't we talk about? Has there been any information on My Little Ponies? Friendship is magic.
I want to say at Comic-Con they actually said that the third season was supposed to start in August because they said next month. But that turned out to not be true at all, and I have no idea why they even said that. So, what the truth is that there's going to be a third season that starts in the fall, which probably means October because I believe that's when the previous two seasons started. Could be wrong. I think the second one might have started in September, but supposedly there's only 13 episodes in this season, and now I'm forgetting exactly what he said.
Usually
It's
more
basically
than
like
13?
yeah, there's usually 26. So
I mean, like
they were
13
doing
is like
something here
I could understand that for an hour-long show.
yeah, so that was actually another joke. They were like, what if instead of 22 minutes, each episode is 44 minutes long? But that's unlikely. But no, they said something like, well, basically, because we're this close to October, it's pretty much like, everybody's still, they must be done producing the third season already. Everybody must still work there and be working on something because they're still taking interviews and stuff like that. So obviously they're working on something. They just can't tell us what it is. And somebody, even one of the like producers or something like that, said something like, basically I forget exactly what he said, but he was just hinting like that just because there's 13 episodes, that doesn't mean we're not still working on another season that might come afterwards or something like that. You know?
Like season 3.5?
Huh? Yeah, I don't know if season 4, if for some reason they're just splitting it into 3 and 4, and it's gonna like, you know, go October to December. Wait, how many weeks is that? October to December or something like that. And then stop for a while, and then start back up in like March or something, and then go another 13 episodes. I don't know. I don't truly know how TV works. But, I don't really know anything about what they said at Comic-Con. I just know a lot of people showed up at Comic-Con. That was one of the things they mentioned.
Was Joe Strong there?
Huh?
Was Joe Strong there?
Probably.
Probably.
I think, actually, I want to say she was, because somebody I talked to or something got her autograph or something like that. But Tara Strong. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, is that happening this weekend?
Didn't they
There's
show
gonna
the
be
songs?
There's
at
gonna be
Comic-Con?
like a brony convention thing in Seattle, I think.
Are
It
you
might be
going?
happening right now. No, I'm not going.
You should go.
Alex is going. You know Alex, right?
Yes.
Bear Kids, whatever.
Isn't Cody there?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, he's going, and a bunch of the actual people responsible for making the show are going to that as well. So that's pretty cool. But what were you saying? Did you ask a question besides that?
Oh, didn't they show the songs at Comic-Con?
Oh, they did. I believe that. Yeah, that was at Comic-Con.
Could
They
those
showed
songs be found
two
on
or
YouTube?
three, and yeah, I believe so. I don't know what they're called. You might just have to look up season 3 songs, Comic-Con.
I bet
like
they're all
that.
songs.
I refuse to watch them. Yeah, I refuse to watch that. I refuse to watch hear the Smile song or whatever until it was actually in the episode.
But I
That
don't
made it like
care.
3. I know you don't. I don't know. When I was watching the episode, for me, it made it like 3 times more worth it. So, because it was awesome.
I still sing the Smile song to myself, and I
know.
still haven't seen that episode yet.
We gotta watch. In fact, we should watch an episode after we're done.
Can we like legally stream it onto this program?
No. This video would probably get taken down.
Well, that would like make it have like a bunch of reviews. Just some guys talked about Comic-Con. Also, My Little Pony smile video at the.
I could throw the song in as background music, maybe, and nobody would be the wiser. But I don't know for sure. All right.
Well, speaking of other TV shows, Breaking Bad was also talked about on Comic-Con, and the thing about Breaking Bad is that this is its last season so far. They're going to end this.
Yeah, I haven't watched it at all. So is it like?
It is like really good.
Is the season meant to actually wrap up the story?
Yeah, it's wrapped up. It's supposed to wrap up the story, and it's like I don't think I'm really giving any spoilers away, but this season is supposed to be like the demise of Walter White, like basically how he would die. So it's like I personally believe I'm going to predict that he will be the next bad guy in the show. He will be the next guy they need to take down. That's what I think.
I don't even know what the show's about. So
a guy who gets terminal lung cancer is poor, and he's like, I'm going to like start a meth lab so I could protect my family.
He was like a school teacher or something.
Yes, he was a school teacher. He was a chemistry.
Protect his family.
In other words, it's like, well, he eventually will have to protect his family because of how much he messes up, but like he doesn't have enough money.
Yeah, I would think he would be starting it to pay for.
But what he wants to do is he wants to get enough money so he could like protect, so his family could like have a good life. He gets that amount of money, still keeps doing it, gets into a lot of crazy stuff, and it's a great show. It's like I'm not going to like spoil or anything, but it's like I predict that Walter White will be the next bad guy because of the terrible thing that he does in at the end of season 4. That's actually kind of hinting that he did this terrible thing.
Yeah, this show's been going on for that long.
Yeah, and it's like awesome because it's the guy from Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, is it the dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a good show. It's like almost as good as
on Netflix or something. Almost.
Okay, it is for me. I like it better than Ponies.
That was what I was gonna say.
But you would probably like Ponies more, but you still like this one.
There's a lot of shows. I need to watch it.
But yeah, it's on Netflix.
I need to watch that, and I need to watch Doctor Who.
Have you watched The Big Bang Theory? That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I watched the whole first season, but that's as far as I mean. Oh. That's another thing on the.
Oh yeah.
Those guys were at Comic-Con, right?
The Big Bang Theory is like it's also going to do a new season. I don't think it's going to be the last season. I think they're still going on now.
6, 7.
I think so less than that. I think they're on 5.
I think they did 5. Oh, or unless they haven't finished 5.
No, they finished 5. I don't know.
They finished the last one, but you don't know if it was 4 or 5. Okay.
Yeah. But that's a pretty talented show, and they have talented cast members. They're like really.
The show is talented.
Yeah, the show's talented. They are so smart. It's like I actually feel like I'm smart while watching that show. I'm not though.
Some supposedly intellectual people have actually seen make fun of it. Well, the biggest complaint they had was that people would tell them, "Oh, it must be too highbrow for you," or whatever. It's like,
I don't know what that means.
Basically, it was just like, "Thanks for implying that I'm an idiot." But truthfully, his explanation was he didn't find it that funny because it just was. He felt like the whole show. I mean, I don't think he watched very much of it, but he felt like the whole show was just all the characters making like nerdy pop culture references, or well, I guess nerd culture references that would even be pop culture, and then Penny not getting it, and that was supposed to be funny.
You know, like now that you mention it, it's kind of weird. It's like when I was in high school, it's like I watched the show a little bit. I didn't really find it that funny. Then I graduated high school, watched the show, and I loved it.
Tastes change, I suppose.
I'm smart now, Tory. I'm a fetal nature.
When you graduated, your brain just jump to a gazillion.
And then when you go to a community college, it goes low again. I'm sorry.
We'll beat you up.
Alright, what do we want to talk about
stupid and
next?
poor.
You want to talk about
Wreck-It
Halo
Ralph.
4?
What about Wreck-It Ralph?
Huh? Oh yeah, we'll talk about Wreck-It Ralph, too. That,
I don't even know what to say about it, though. I've only seen the one trailer and it looked awesome. Did they show something?
Oh yeah, they showed Comic-Con. On Comic-Con, what I noticed what they showed was a Sonic the Hedgehog cameo played by Roger Craig Smith, who actually does the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog today.
That's cool.
And he was talking about this advertisement. It's like, if you die in your in your own game, you'll come back, but if you die in another game, you'll die forever.
Interesting. That doesn't really make sense.
It kind of makes sense. It's like, let's say if Sonic the Hedgehog died in Assassin's Creed Land, you think he'll come back?
No, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, but they're both the same guy.
Doesn't really make sense. I don't know. It's both the same guy.
Sonic, that's you.
Voiced by the same
Roger
guy
Craig Smith, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was the guy that I didn't even know his name.
He is also the...
I have a man crush on him. I should have known that.
Ezio was a pretty cool guy. Want to know what happens to him at the end?
What? No, I won't play him with that. Brotherhood is sitting in a drawer over there somewhere. I'm gonna finish it.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna play Oh, yeah, Connor has it. Connor. Or buy it. I don't know. Cody already beat all of them.
Yeah, well...
one
thing we know about Wreck-It Ralph is like he's a villain trying to become a hero, and the game seems to be based on Donkey Kong, who of course was Donkey Kong, who was originally a villain and is now a hero.
Oh yeah.
So I think this movie is Donkey Kong.
The story of Donkey Kong, basically, put in the movie form.
You want to talk about Halo 4?
I haven't even been paying that much attention to it for the sake of avoiding spoilers, but
I thought Halo...
Once again, what?
I thought Halo Reach was...
Didn't I explain this to you like yesterday or something?
No, it was 2 days ago, but I forgot.
Okay, so there was the original trilogy, and that was like the story arc of the Master Chief basically saving humans and essentially the universe from every sentient being in the universe from dying, and then it was just kind of over.
But nobody really...
And there was sort of, like, if you watch after the credits, there's a sort of cliffhanger ending that implies there could be something else. And so, there was the original trilogy. There was an expansion, basically, but it was sold separately, kind of like Brotherhood and Revelations, how they're kind of like Assassin's Creed 2, but not exactly. Called ODST, and it's from the point of view of different characters, but it's set between the events of the second and third game. So what is that? That's 4 games. And then Reach was a prequel to all of them, but I'm pretty sure actually took place several years before, I think, when the first game was set, from the point of view of different characters. Did I say that already?
Yeah. From
the point of view of different characters. So that one's a prequel, and it's not really Halo 4 in the sense that it doesn't really expand on the original trilogy. So what is that? 5 games? So 4 is only 4 because it is based on the cliffhanger, but not really a cliffhanger ending of the third game.
What's just like nobody really plays a Halo game for the story, right?
There is a story, but I think for a long time a lot of people ended up playing it for the multiplayer, but the first game actually is really fun to play the campaign or whatever. So, I think all of them have really fun campaigns and do have good characters and story, but honestly, you can enjoy it without paying any attention to the story. So, but yeah, people, I'm pretty sure people like you make the same argument about Gears of War, which has lots of
I don't
story.
have a problem with Gears of War.
Because you don't know anything about Gears. But they would say the same thing, like Gears of War doesn't have a story. It's just a bunch of buff guys with chainsaw guns and bullshit.
Any other games that you know that are coming out?
I don't know which of them are shit at Comic-Con.
I think...
The first thing that comes to mind is Borderlands 2.
I think...
But I have absolutely nothing to say about that because all I know is that I'm getting it and I haven't been paying any attention to any trailers because I don't... That's another game I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, trailers don't usually give out spoilers, Tory.
Yeah, but it will tell me things that would be more fun to discover on my own actually playing the game, you know what I mean? Well, they do. They can spoil things sort of for movies. My cousin didn't watch any of the trailers for The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises because he was just like, "It's the Batman movie. I know when it's gonna come out. I'm gonna go see it. I don't want to know anything about it."
Well,
that's because he's a huge Batman fan. But
another game that showed at Comic-Con was Sonic All-Stars Racing, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I don't really care for racing games. Is for a strange reason, Wreck-It Ralph is a playable character in that game.
Wait, what game did you say?
Sonic All-Star Racing.
I thought that came out.
Sonic Sega All-Star Racing. It's a newer one. I think it's
Did they make
Sonic
a
Sega
sequel
All-Star.
or something?
Yeah.
Why did they make nobody bought the first one.
Well,
that one had Banjo-Kazooie, or Banjo and Kazooie in it. And
it's a party game, and party games are always
But it was
racing.
that one wasn't, it was kind of,
Have you
for
played
a
it?
kart racing.
Because
It
I
has a
haven't even
demo.
bothered playing it.
But it was a demo, but I thought it was, it had Banjo and Kazooie in it, and I thought it was a 360 exclusive. Maybe it's not.
No, it's PS3.
Oh, it's called Sega. Okay. Well,
yeah, it's called Sega.
We'll look it up afterwards.
But I always just call Sega Sonic because that's all he does.
Well, I think he's in there, so.
Yeah.
I would assume so. Talked about everything. Were you the one I said we need to look at Watch Dogs? Because you had no idea what Watch Dogs was?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think there's really anything I have to say about Watch Dogs. I don't think this was anything that was at Comic-Con, but if you're listening right now, go and look up Ubisoft's Watch Dogs. And if you haven't already, and your head will explode. And I will show it to you once again after we finish this. What's the other thing I gotta show you?
I don't know. You remember, right?
What? No, that was... there was something else I was gonna look at. What were we just talking about?
Sonic. Oh, Sega.
Sonic.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Avengers.
Avengers.
Did they mention at Comic-Con that there were gonna be...
I
know already.
Robert Downey Jr.
They've been talking about there gonna be more movies.
Yeah, appeared at like Comic-Con and he basically spoiled things. That's
Is that? I thought there was more than just him though. I thought it was at
I
Comic-Con.
think it was basically just him. That's like the... I mean, like, the other movies were announced, but, like, Robert Downey Jr. was a guy who actually went out and promoted Iron Man 3 individually.
Even though we don't really know anything about Iron Man 3 yet.
Well, we kind of do. It's like, we know the Mandarin's going to be in it, and it's going to go into Japan, and Mandarin being a Japanese villain, they picked an Indian guy to play him.
That's interesting. Okay, anyway, there's going to be more sequels and even more Avengers basically coming into the mix.
Yes, the Avengers 2, Jon Favreau, it has already been announced to direct that movie. Congratulations to him.
Did he do the first one?
Yes, he did.
Are you sure?
Yes, he did.
That's pretty
Wait,
awesome.
not Jon Favreau. His
That's
name
what I
is
was gonna say. That doesn't make sense.
John Favreau did Iron Man. Who was the other guy that did Avengers? He's the guy going to do Avengers 2 again. Because he did.
I don't know what his name is. Okay.
I used to know his name, but I forgot.
It just, I think I like his movies, but people probably say the same thing as they say about him as they do Michael Bay, which I like a lot of Michael Bay movies, but
Well, like,
the only good Transformers movie was the first one, and the other two were just garbage.
well,
And
I wouldn't compare him to Michael Bay.
well, I'm just saying they seem to do this thing where he's just like, they think he's just the guy that goes more explosions and an incoherent plot or whatever. And I'm like, well, Transformers was pretty easy to understand. The first Iron Man was pretty easy to understand, and it was a good story. And I don't know. What are we talking about? Oh, who else is gonna? What are the other movies that are coming? Iron Man 3, Thor 2, Captain America 2, right? And then apparently Ant-Man.
And there's another one, Gladiators of the Galaxy, I think. I don't remember.
It sounds like a separate.
No, it's
Avengers type thing.
It's like it's a yeah, well, it is. But it's a part of the Avengers trilogy.
Huh. So, well, aren't there other people besides Ant-Man? Is the oh, I think someone
Ant-Man
said something.
and Wasp will come together in the same movie.
Okay.
Also, it's like
I don't know. I don't really even follow comics, so I didn't even know very much about Ant-Man or anything.
Oh, neither did I. But it's like, I looked at more of his stuff. It's like he was in the Avengers TV show that is a good show, but yet they're canceling it anyway for the.
Canceling? Wait, this is happening right now?
Yeah,
cartoon?
it's like they're going to play season 2 and then they're going to cancel it. And then they are basically going to remake the show because there was nothing wrong with the original show to begin with. And they want to make it more like the movie. And they'll have all these movie things in it, like Hawkeye's movies, suit and stuff.
Kind of derp.
And it's like, I liked the TV show because it wasn't like the movie, and I liked the movie because it was unique.
It wasn't like the TV show. Okay, so
Ant-Man will be removed.
Yeah. Okay, but well, Ant-Man's gonna be in the second Avengers movie, right?
Yes, he will be in the second.
I thought I read somewhere that Spider-Man was not for some reason.
Because
I didn't know if he actually was.
Spider-Man is currently owned by Sony, but from what I understand, yeah. Because like Disney/Marvel owns these type of movies, Sony/Marvel owns Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four, but nobody cares about them.
Yeah. So Spider-Man would not be in the
what
Avengers.
they're trying to
was
do...
Was he originally in the event? I don't even know anything about
it.
I was pretty sure he was part of the Avengers.
In comic books and the cartoons, it implied that he's a part of the Avengers, just not the original member. He's like a guest Avenger. Like how he would sometimes fight with the X-Men, he would also sometimes fight with the Avengers. From what I understand, they are trying to get the rights to Spider-Man back. So, Spider-Man can, in fact, be in the Avengers. But, like, here's the main problem with that. Sony is not quite ready, and Andrew Garfield is not sure if he wants to do it.
Well, what's his face? Edward Norton didn't play the
Well,
Hulk
that was like,
honestly, though,
what's
his face actually did it. He didn't do bad, because I really like Edward Norton, but the other guy made a better Hulk, the one in the Avengers. Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah. And it's like, I didn't know who Mark Ruffalo was until he was confirmed for that part, and ever since then...
I recognized him. I don't even know what movies I know him from. I had never even looked him up still, since I've seen the Avengers, so... Large truck driving by? Or helicopter plane something?
A helicopter plane driving by.
Helicopter plane drove by on the street outside my house. Is there anybody else that would be in the? I don't.
Who could be in the
Fantastic
Avengers?
Fantastic Four is dumb. Ah, this was a thing I thought was funny because I was like, I swear that Chris Evans played.
He did.
Yeah, and I looked it up and I was like, oh, that's weird.
At first, it was like I was
Chris
kind of
Evans
bothered
played-
by that. It's like, oh right, there was a rumor that like Seth Rogen was going to be Captain America, and there was also a rumor that
Ew.
John Cena would be Captain America. These rumors were completely made up by fans, but like at the time, I'm like, the reason why I didn't want Chris Evans to play that is because he played John Fyro in that fantastic
Fire guy. What
Fire
is this?
guy, and I thought his name was Johnny. His name is Johnny. That's his
Johnny
real name.
Something.
Johnny Flash. Okay. And it's like, I didn't want him for that role. I would rather have Seth Rogen or John Cena because he was already in the Fantastic Four. And I thought that would somehow mix up the movie. And then I found out that the Fantastic Four is not connected to Captain America at all. The series had been cancelled for the third movie. It doesn't matter anyway. Then I'm like, okay, let's see how he does. It's like, even with the fact that it was Captain America, I wasn't sure, so I saw the movie and he did a pretty good job.
It was a very different character than what he played in.
Yeah, it's
in
like,
Fantastic Four.
when I saw that, I
It's pretty easy
assumed
to
that, oh
separate
my
them.
god, he is going to make Captain America look like a jackass. Granted, Seth Rogen and John Cena would have did
Probably
that too.
But yeah, is that it? What? Anything else you want to talk about?
Well, me and Spencer talked about this a bit. You know the Green Arrow, right?
Oh,
Underrated
No.
DC character?
Nope, I don't.
Okay,
I don't.
well that's
I don't
because he's
because you
underrated.
told me the other day.
It's like he's going to get his own TV show. It's kind of a spin-off of Smallville, I assume. That's about it. It's like these Green Arrow's kind of just like Hawkeye. He's kind of underrated. Nobody seems to give a shit about him.
For some
He is
reason,
exactly like Hawkeye.
I feel
actually.
like I can. For some reason, I feel like I can picture him in my head, but I might be thinking of the wrong character. I'll have to look it up or something. But yeah, I don't know. So they're making a TV, like a miniseries.
He's a member of the Justice League. He's one of those smaller guys of the Justice League. You know, I'm seeing him more and more as time goes on, but.
Wait, so is he like in the Justice League cartoons or whatever?
I think he is.
Or is he in?
I don't think he was in
Young
the-
Justice was the new one.
No, well, he is in Young Justice, but he was also a member of the Justice League later on, and so was Cyborg. He teamed up with them in movies, I think, and ever since then they just kept them in as those members. But they came in doing movies.
I never even heard of the name. I just aren't there a bunch of green BC characters?
Yes, Green is their favorite
Green,
color.
Green Arrow, Green
Green
Hornet,
Lantern.
Green
Hornet's not DC. He's completely separate.
He's not Marvel either.
No,
You sure?
he's like his
Okay,
own
well,
company.
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, and there's also Green Lantern, and then there's also Green Lantern.
What?
There's like 8 Green Lanterns.
In the last decade, there have been 8 different Green Lanterns.
They should remake Teen Titans.
Alright.
That was a great show.
Yeah, but why they need to, exactly. Why do they need to remake it? Just watch it over.
But
I may or may not have them all in my hard drive. I haven't watched more than the first few, actually, but I know when they were aired and when I still had cable, I watched a lot of them.
You don't
so.
have cable? Oh right,
No.
you have internet.
Yeah, I don't need cable. I have the internet.
That's what I use
Watching
too.
As Told by Ginger and stuff. Things that people recorded off their TV and there's no other way to get on DVD at all. Like As Told by Ginger or Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, which I still cannot find a solid torrent on that one.
Well, usually it's like they'll be put onto Netflix, like Malcolm in the Middle. You can't seem to find a DVD, but thank God they're all on Netflix.
I don't think As Told by Ginger, it would be a tiny, tiny possibility that As Told by Ginger would get on there, and that would be if anybody.
Or
if anybody has the original footage or whatever saved somewhere that they could even
put if it gets popular enough, it should be. What else is there? Oh yes, there's a PlayStation Heroes game. It's
is
like
that it? Oh, they showed that at Comic-Con.
Yeah, I think they announced more characters on that. Oh, you're looking forward to that?
This is me caring. Even if I had a PS3, which I really want one, I really am not even caring about that game at this point.
It looks...
Which is weird because I actually do like some fighting games.
It's Mario Battle with PlayStation 3.
Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah, I just call it Mario Battle.
I didn't even... Well, I thought Super Smash Brothers was okay, but honestly, I think I was playing those before I even tried...
That's another party
before
game.
I even tried Street Fighter. I didn't even play Street Fighter until it moved into 3D, so... I don't know. But, well, yeah, it's kind of, to an extent, a party game, but I don't see...
Then you'll be playing it by yourself if you get it.
I don't even see why it's a group. It would be a group of 4 people. I don't even see that. I don't see the kart Sega racing thing really being a quote unquote party game. But I mean, you could play it 4 players.
Oh, okay, maybe that's like more of a racing game because it is a racing game.
Yeah.
But racing game and party game are pretty much the same thing, and I'm never interested in any of them.
Decently remake Mario Kart, or well, see that's
not
not gonna happen because I think you actually might be able to play that online, but I want it to be on a real console, and that's not gonna happen. Well, actually, the Wii U is gonna be okay, but
I thought they already did that
because the Wii was a piece of crap. Yeah, they made another Mario, but it still doesn't feel right when if you go back and play Double Dash. That was the one that Dane bought shortly after, I think, selling back the one that was on Wii so that we could just play it on GameCube, and that one was actually fun. And the other kart racing game I play is Crash Team Racing, which is Crash Bandicoot.
Does it still make Crash Bandicoot games?
They do, actually, but
are they good?
They're not really very good, and it's probably mostly because they're not made by Naughty Dog. Same goes for the Spyro games, which I want to say some of them were actually decent, but I want to play them, and I haven't played them yet.
They're all on Wii. I know the Spyro games on Wii.
Well, yeah, they're on they're multi-platform now because I'm pretty sure they like handed everything over to Activision, and then Activision has like its own studio that makes these crappy new Spyro and Crash games.
Instead of like making a PlayStation 4 and new Xbox, can they just combine them?
But see, everybody wants that, but it's not a physically possible thing. It's just not going to happen. And they're so drastically different that I don't even know how they would come to a conclusion based on their separate companies about what they would want just the user interface to look like on the main screen when you start it up. You know what I mean? Which reminds me, that's probably my least favorite. That's probably my least favorite thing about the PS3 is how confusing
my least favorite thing about the PlayStation 3 is every time you install like a major HD game, like not a semi-HD game, like let's say Sonic Generations, like a major HD game, like all of the Assassin's Creed, you have to go through this waiting list of, I don't know, let's say 6 hours of just watching it download. And my internet is shitty, so which means it will stop, freeze, and go back. Yeah, the update for each HD game.
They develop the efficiency that Microsoft has for these things, apparently, when they do the PS4.
Yeah.
Because
But I don't want to get a PS4.
it's really simple.
It's too expensive.
Well, the PS3's not gonna die
Have they?
instantly.
Well, I know, but like, when
You
is
should get an
when is the
Xbox.
PlayStation 4 supposed to be rumored to come out?
I have no idea.
I mean, like,
There's not even
because the last time
even solid evidence that
They're
they're
going to
even
make
really making another Xbox. So
well,
yeah.
well, yeah, there was.
well, there's
evidence
evidence that they're
about a
making
new
it, but they
Xbox.
don't. But it's like the early stages of like.
The PlayStation 3 is a
This
little
is
bit
what we
older
wanna
than the
make.
360, right?
Huh? No.
It's not. I thought 360 was. I thought the
360
PS3
was
older.
November of 2005.
Well,
PS3 was like, I want to say, the summer of 2006. So I think it only had like a 6-month jump on them. But of course, that did lead to a bunch of broken Xboxes. So.
But like, I think the last time I heard of a PlayStation 4 coming out was that it was supposed to come out in 2012.
That didn't happen.
And now I'm like hearing, oh, it will come out in
2013, 2014, 2015. I never heard anything farther than 2015, but there's no like. This is when the
I think it
Xbox
needs to go.
720 or
I think it
whatever
needs to
shit.
go. I think Xbox and PlayStation 3 needs to go another 10 years before they make a new one. Why?
Because technology is advancing too quickly, and I'm pretty sure.
So the Nintendo doesn't seem to care.
Sony's gonna wait, what? Sony, they're gonna. Hopefully they would end up striking a deal in such a way that the next Xbox is actually gonna have a Blu-ray player because HD DVD died or whatever. Because Blu-ray just blew it out of the water, apparently. But
it's like, when I think of Blu-ray, I just think of PlayStation 3. It's like, I know people that will actually just buy a Blu-ray, and it's like, why don't you just buy a PlayStation 3?
almost the same price. Actually, that's not true. I think now for something like $70, you can get a basic Blu-ray player. So.
I can't find a Blu-ray player anymore. It's like,
Well,
it's like they
Costco.
discontinued them. I just find PlayStation 3s. Might as well just get that toy.
I'm gonna get one eventually.
Okay, there
Problem still stands. What I was saying is,
I think like
graphics are actually getting. Technology is still going. What?
Oh, I was about to
Please
say,
what?
please stop rubbing your nose.
Why do you care?
It's
It's itchy. Now it's itchy. You cut my nose hairs. Technology is, it's 7 years, it's been 7 years now, and technology has already, like, taken massive steps forward since then.
I
So,
think technology advances at least every month.
yeah, that's really how, there's a large difference made every month. So, that's why, things are starting to call for new consoles and, Blu-ray sized games, because Blu-ray can hold something like, I don't know how PS3 games work, but
They more or less
like
work
a
the same as
dual
360.
dual layer Blu-ray disc can hold like 50 gigabytes, and so most games now seem to be maybe somewhere, some of the bigger games are somewhere like just underneath 20. And a DVD can only hold 8, which is what the 360 has. So that's why you're still getting like 3-disc games for 360, because the Blu-ray is the only thing that can hold that much memory. So better console and or better hardware, is what I mean, and then fully utilizing the space of the Blu-ray disc is where we're going. And in order for that to happen, we need a PS4 and or a new Xbox or whatever. So
Xbox
'Cause
920.
everything, yeah, 720. Everything will look even nicer than it does already in HD. Because a lot, even 360 and PS3 games now, it's like it looks nice in HD, and then once you walk up and look at the textures on the wall, it just looks like somebody, I don't even know, farted on the wall. I have no idea. That was a terrible metaphor. It just looks like mud.
How better do you think the graphics will look for the PlayStation 4? They already look pretty nice now.
But you will notice the difference once you make it that far. In fact, hold on, how many things is this now? Probably like 4 things that I wanted to look up. I will show you a demonstration of I forget the company even now. I guess it's Epic Games. The newest version of their engine, like running in real time, it looks like a CGI movie. So that's the 360 and PS3 are not capable of making things look as good as that does. So, new concept. Alright, I guess it's not really point saying this, but I know
Nintendo's not going to do this, right?
What? Wait, do what?
Like go to HD.
They are, and from what I'm aware, their processing power / hardware, whatever, is supposed to actually be a little bit better than what the PS3 is currently at. But that means when the Xbox and PS4 come out, they'll be like a million times better than the Wii U. Which I'm almost forgetting now. I think that is coming out this holiday season, the Wii U.
I thought it already did come out.
No.
Hey.
Alright, so this part of the video is I'm just gonna have a giant random stuff sign on it. We've been talking about nothing for like the past 15 or 20 minutes. Stuff's not even related to Comic Con. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to throw in talking in this episode?
What about you?
What about me?
Is there anything that you would like to get off your chest? Oh, okay. Well,
we talked about everything I cared about.
Well, I
don't care about very many things.
I'm going to possibly be a big hypocrite soon because it's like I'm going to try to become a partner on YouTube.
Wait, why did I make it? Oh, because of the episode about the puns. Are you making fun of them? I don't even know what we said in that.
I also stated that I would not become a YouTube partner because I hate most of them.
Well, that just means they're terrible people. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with being a YouTuber.
I'm a terrible person.
Well, then it makes sense for you to become one then, doesn't it?
Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I am
almost at an hour.
You want to just, like, talk about politics?
No.
No.
What? That's approximately a minute and a half. You want to make your joke about no matter what your views on abortion are or whatever?
Oh yeah, that no matter what your views on abortion are, you're going to look like an asshole either way. I mean, like, Joey, tell me your views on abortion right now.
I'm pro-life, I guess.
Okay, so in other words, if a woman gets raped, you don't care. It's like you're going to take that baby and you're going to sit. Oh, okay.
Not necessarily.
All right, so
there
you're telling
exceptions.
So you're telling me there's exceptions to kill babies.
And that's why either way you look like a...
All right, I think we're done for the day.
That was good. All right. Well, almost the 1 hour mark. Probably the longest episode thus far.
I think one lasted, I don't remember. Some of them felt longer.
We did a lot of talking. It's almost...
I like how the first 15 minutes of this was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, because we were just kind of talking.
And then the mid part was good, and then the other part was a little bit worse, and then the last part was...
Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Hi.
Did I even say my name?
I introduced you as the happiest man on the planet.
Oh.
That's who you are.
And I just said, I hate you or something like that. Right?
Yes, but your name is
Or
Tory.
no, I said I'm the most depressed, yeah. I am Tory. This is Victor.
And I am happy.
And
And
I'm not.
so is he.
No, I'm not. This has been just some guys. I don't even know how many episodes you guys made. I stopped paying attention because they're stupid.
Thank you.
Don't watch any more of these. They're terrible. Okay. Have a good whatever time of day it is for you right now. Bye.